Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In this real estate video, we're going to be looking at feature P40M, which is an account somewhere around 750 on server 750 or so. They are 1.9 billion power, and they are sitting at VIP 17. Without going too much into the stuff that I'm going to have to blur out later, which delays me releasing this video, I'll tell you a couple things in here. So the alliance, he's in the #1 alliance on the server by far. I mean, they're a very successful alliance. They're doing great. The server itself is very peaceful. I believe that they are, despite being very peaceful during the non-server versus server days, in server versus server, they've also been very successful. They've won lots and lots and lots. It's only very recently that they broke their win streak and lost one or two, but they've been very strong recently. What else? This player is somewhere around 5th or 6th in terms of power. The power range between like #1 on the server might be like 5 billion or so, 4 billion. And the 5th place or so is about 2 billion. So it kind of gives you an idea of where people are at on the server. But pretty much everybody in the top 5, top 10 are all from the same alliance. They're all in one group. So there's a couple that are in different alliances, but most of them are all together. They're pretty strong alliance for their server. Let's take a look at some of the details of this account so that you can see if it's the right fit for you if you are in the market to look at something else. And remember that if you did want to contact this player to talk about the future of this account, you can send a message to themiserevony@gmail.com and I will forward that, or you can look for the contact information in the description or comments and send a direct message right to them, and you don't even have to involve me. All right, let's take a look at troops first. I'm going to go over here into the rally spot, troop details, 30 million troops. Just glancing through here, there's more than 1 million of every important tier 12 and up. So pretty darn good in terms of troop development so far for its size. Layers need to increase a little bit, yeah, but I mean, layers are easy. The big troops are the ones that cost a lot, and he's doing pretty good. Some of them are getting close to 2 million or so. Probably want to stop producing calories here. You've got enough for one full march, so you're good. And you've even got more down here. Yeah, so it's looking really strong in terms of troop development. Of course, more troops are better long term, especially for battlefields and so on, server versus server, and PvP in general. More troops are better. But right now, it's looking pretty good. Let's look at some other things. So VIP 17, I'm not going to click the Monarch because I don't want to blur things. It just takes more time for me. But I can tell you that the Monarch gear is around level 7, level 8. Monarch power is 1.9 billion. And I can't remember what the alliance is at. I think they were like, I don't know, 30 to 50 billion. I can't remember. Let me take a quick look. I'm going to have to blur this one out. Yeah, so they are around 25 billion or so in terms of the alliance power. Let's see. The really nice thing about this account is these subordinate cities. Let's take a look. So this is the in-city one, the one that comes with your keep over here. That's, you know, always there. So they are Japanese culture right now, and they are at purple quality, legendary quality. So you could upgrade this to epic. It's going to cost a lot of gems, but you could do it. And you'll notice up here it says 9 out of 8 subs. So they did D-rank. They got all the subs they wanted, and then they didn't bother so much about the rank. And they're probably just on the verge of ranking up or D-ranking, so it wasn't a high priority. And you'll kind of see why here. Look at this. Epic Japan, 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 Epic Japan. This is like the dream for pretty much everybody out there. Epic Japan, straight across the board, strong attack. Like, it's set up in terms of subordinate cities to be super strong. It's really, really good. And pretty decent mayors on there too for debuffs, so looking pretty good. The only way to really improve on this, because you can't even get more, is historic. You could get some historic ones. That's really the only improvement you can make there. It's very strong, very strong. Okay, let's look at the civilization gear. Oh wow, Wonder 3. So they do have all the Wonder Dragons. That is a big bonus. Civilization treasure, sure, they're level 2. Okay. And civilization equipment. Let's see, we've got 4 pieces of Plantagenet. Yep, 4 pieces. We've got 5 pieces of freedom. Looks like my camera's going off and on. But I'm not the focus here anyway. Choreo, looks like 1 piece. You've got the bracers, 2 pieces. You've got the legs as well. For Han, we have 2 pieces already. 3 pieces. 3 pieces of Han. And Choreo, one piece of Choreo. And then the Rurik. No Rurik. So yeah, like it looks like there's no Choreo set, but the reason I'm counting them is because the difficult thing to get is the scroll, and that's from purchasing, right? The materials, it's not crafted yet because there's a lack of materials, and a lot of players in the newer servers are like that. They just don't have the materials. They haven't been around as long as people in the first couple hundred servers. They don't have a million boss chests and material chests and all that that they've been collecting for a long time. So they're at a lack of materials, and you see this all the time, but eventually those will be crafted. They are there, so they're counted because, yeah, for sure. So let's take a look at other stuff. We looked at Civ gear. We can look at, let's look at items real quick. Okay. Oh, pretty close to that leg armor. 5 pieces away from that leg armor. Okay, scroll down here just so you can take a look. I'll point out anything super significant that I see. Looking pretty good. Good amount of resource chests. Lots and lots of gems. This player has a ton of gems. I thought they already had like 2.5 million gems there. So yeah, that's quite a bit. Lots of stamina. Lots of resources. I mean, each one of these is what, 10 billion? Yeah. So good amount of resources. Wow. Okay. Speed ups. How are we looking? They're okay. Yeah, materials are a little trickier for these guys on the newer servers. That's pretty expected. Oh, but lots of refining stones. So if we look at the gear and we see some refines that are a little bit lower that could be improved, well, I mean, you can do it, definitely. Absolutely. Let's look over here in the special stuff. Okay, lots of rune stones to work on specialty. Okay, so we've got tactic scrolls up the wazoo. And they are, yeah, they're keep 35, so they haven't even started using the tactic scrolls. That's why there's so many of them. So when you do upgrade that keep 35 to keep 36, you get your military academy, you can start using those. That's about it for items. Let's take a look at generals. Okay, several duty officers already that I see. A lot of the really important ones, yes, that's great. Okay, the PvP ones too. Great. All right, Shajar is on the wall. So that means the other wall general is somewhere. I'll figure it out. These are the mayors of the sub-cities. And okay, let's look at Roland. Or no, there's somebody above. Alfred. So Alfred's his PvP archer, fully specialized. Very nice. And we'll just take a quick look at the gear. It looks like he's using Plantagenet and Freedom. A little bit of Ares. So the refines, there's some fantastic refines. So there's a Han there. There's some fantastic refines. There's some okay refines. And there's, you know, like some of the okay ones like 19 and 18, they can definitely be improved. Is it a priority right now? Probably not. You probably would be using your gold elsewhere for now, but eventually you'll come back and you'll fix those and increase it all, sure. But it's already pretty effective. Let's take a look at the Roland now, who has a few less pieces. You got the plant helmet. That's a very nice helmet. That's a very nice rolls on the refines there. Han legs, decent. Freedom Star, that works. Plant boots, okay. And then we've got these pieces as well. Not as strong as the Alfred, but pretty decent. Leonidas. Okay, Leonidas is obviously what was being used on the wall when Shajar is not there. Like I said, it's a peaceful server. So since it's not server as a server, they've got Shajar on the wall and they're comfortable with that. Okay, so we're looking at this as a wall general. He's got mounted HP and some ground HP. Those look pretty good. The Ares legs, they also look pretty good. Yes. Okay, got a good ring. And focusing more on ground. Yeah, that works. Especially since their main troop right now seems to be ground. So that does work. Yeah, lots of ground. Okay. Mounted defense. Looking good. Yep, that works. And the boots has a mix, which also looks pretty good. Okay, so as a wall general, he's fully specialized. He's looking fine. Ulysses S. Grant. So we've already looked at Archer. We've looked at Cavalry. We've looked at the wall general. Haven't seen the ground yet. Here's Siege. Siege is incomplete, obviously. You can see that there are definitely pieces missing, but it's a work in progress. And for a lot of these new servers, this is always the case. It's a work in progress because Siege is really one of the last generals or last troop that people really bother working on. So it's not a surprise. That's definitely a room for improvement, but that's not a priority at all. It'll come. Simeon, that's just like some backup equipment. Okay, Scipio, we have for our ground. He's almost fully specialized. He's got a decent sword. Freedom Hero armor. Okay, Achaemenid boots. Ares helmet. That's a good helm. Those look good too. And the last piece, Frank is on. Yep. Perfect. Okay. There's no need to look at some of the other generals. We've got the main ones here. Let's take a look now at the dragons. Now, this player is... Okay, here, let's look at the Dragon Cliff. This player, I'm guessing, yeah, a lot of the dragons, since they don't even have all their civilization pieces made that they have scrolls for, I'm not expecting their dragons to be very high in terms of level. We'll see what's unlocked. But, I mean, it would be weird to focus on feeding all of the materials to a dragon when you're trying to craft gear. So I'm expecting a lot of this. Level 3, Norway Ridge. Level 6, Dragon of Thebes. Nidhogg at level 6. And then none of these, none of the all-star ones, which makes sense. All right, and then we can look at the other dragons down here. It's going to be the same thing. Like they're not finished, and that's because they can't be fed so much. Like when you feed, you could put some gold and that, but really the main source is these materials, and you want them. You want to keep using them. Let's look at the talents though. Level 40, very nice. This guy is not done. Go back to the Dragon Cliff. I did not look at these ones. 40, 20, 40, that's a little bit better. And 40, okay. Okay, they're well on their way. There's definitely work to do, but it's well on their way. This camera is really annoying today. It's going off and on, off and on. Okay, and what else? Decorations. I don't know if they have any decorations. I don't think they have anything. So it's not really useful to look in there. They don't have a military academy because they are just keep 35. I'm gonna try to mess around with my camera. Let's move that somewhere else to a different USB slot. Again, I'm not the focus here, so who cares? All right, I think that's about it for this account. It is a pretty good overall account. I gave it 4 dragon eggs out of 5, mostly because it doesn't have the all-star stuff and all that, but 4 is still pretty darn good. There are a couple areas to improve, a couple generals and refines to improve, build up the troops, but it's in a position that it can be very, very strong. Oh, it's actually 3 million gems, and then there's more in here in the inventory. It's more than I thought. Okay, that is about it for this feature. So again, if you want to talk to the owner of P40M, you have an offer or something like that, you can either send the message to me and I'll forward it, or contact the person directly with the contact information in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.